Drinking at Mo's, where we talk about the pros of pro wrestling in the Midwest while sipping on some brews with blessed beers and wrestling. That's my scene. Death matches and lucha libre, it's all so mean. I'm a straight up smart goofball, not no kiss ass. I stand tall when it comes to wrestling. I'm the king. I know every move, every fling. Get ready for a wild time with Drinking at Mo's, where we don't quit. Drinking at Mo's, that's where it's at, like a power bomb. We hit hard, never flat. Fucking right, we're living the dream. Talking about wrestling, no, it's a scream.
Drinking at Mo's. Oh, hey.
Hey! You know what this is reminding me of now? Back
Uh-oh.
to old Nickelodeon days with all that, where they had the vital information, where
Oh.
she'd be doing something, and all of a sudden, whoa!
Hey.
Yeah. But all right, so Drinking Mo's my 2 cents. Big Mo here, Nate here.
Right here.
You know the drill. YouTube, like, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff. Hit that like button like your jelly roll at SummerSlam. And you know what? Don't forget about the audio platforms too. But you know, I can't forget about this. Disclaimer. The opinions on this show are those of the 2 people talking. That's it. We're not affiliated with anybody. Whoa, that one was a little hard. All right. That's what she said. All right. So,
I'm sorry. Disclaimer. Wow.
All right.
Disclaimer.
All right. So, this week we are going to be going over a thought that was actually brought up to me by Nate, and it's why the WWE put the SmackDown tag titles onto DIY, not to really give them a really good title run, and just to give them over to the Bloodline and over to 2 members of the Bloodline. Okay, here's the thing that I don't. Here's one thing I don't understand about it. Is there something medically wrong with Tongaloa?
He has an eye patch.
Okay, there's lots of people that have worn eye patches in wrestling.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't.
I tried looking it up. I don't know what happened.
I haven't been able to find out anything.
Well, apparently, he can get his ass bounced around a ring by Roman Reigns. So,
yeah, if you think that, then yeah, he should. And you know what? Now it's almost like, are they going to do the Freebird rule because Jacob fucked himself up on the damn on the announce table spot at the SummerSlam.
Explain. Okay, so explain this to me, and we're going to get off this for a little bit. How is it that Jacob Fatu, the Samoan werewolf, can sit there and all these highlight packages from every place he's ever been, not named WWE, MLW, Reality of Wrestling, wherever else he has gone, you see him doing that fucking moonsault onto a table, onto somebody on chairs, underneath somebody, anywhere, and he comes up fine. He gets up, he does this whole do whatever it is. Whenever someone gives him a DDT, he always pops up and flips the dreads back and everything. He's all hyped up. He does a splash on the announce table, which are designed to collapse, by the way, and he hurts himself.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
Explain that to me. Is it like a freak accident? He hit it just a certain way.
That is what I'm thinking, because stuff happens in wrestling where people can do moves 100 times, and then there's just that one time something happens.
That's kind of like the story I heard about Taz. What caused him to retire was that he was climbing into the ring and he caught his shin on the edge of the ring. I don't know what happened. Normally that's got padding on it. We've been right up close personal to a wrestling ring. there's usually padding on it. Well, apparently someone pulled the padding down. He caught his shin, went about that far. Sorry, light. Went about that far into his shin, which we all know there's nothing there except bone. And apparently that was just enough for him to go, I think I'm just going to go back down there and call matches.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that shit just happens. But my whole thing, I I get why air quotes transitional champions happen,
Right.
because like in this situation, they had him on A Town Down Under, dumbest fucking name I've ever heard, and they put him on to DIY,
Mm-hmm.
only to very shortly later
Like, what was
put
it,
him
2
on the
weeks?
bloodline. So it's like, okay, like I mentioned, before we press record, that I get it, not taking two heel teams
Mm-hmm.
and then, kind of making the one that loses a face, and then, but then, not really wanting to do that. So then you put it onto a face team and then have them lose. But God,
Because when you look at it like that, from what I have been hearing, what I've been reading, what I've been seeing, is that they're looking to possibly break up A Town Down Under.
which
There's friction there. So, okay, so if you take what you said, which was take the two heel teams, which ones are going to get cheered? You know someone's going to get cheered out of that, and I guarantee it's not going to be A Town Down Under. It's going to be the Bloodline.
true. And the other thing I was thinking of that would just, I don't know, maybe this is just me, my 2 cents, as we call the damn show. But
Oh,
the whole thing, if you're gonna have DIY in there, make it a damn triple threat,
mm-hmm.
three-way dance, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And then
There
you
you
know
go.
what? That way, one team's eating the pin. You can have it be DIY taking the pin,
Mm-hmm.
and that way, you can still have Theory and Grayson Waller either A, complained that they never got pinned, or
Mm-hmm.
you can have that be the catalyst to the split
Yeah.
between the two.
Yeah, exactly.
So the whole transitional champion thing, not just with them, but it's always kind of just
you look at it like this. They were gaining momentum on Raw, and then they wind up getting sent over to SmackDown in the draft, whatnot. And they started. I don't know if they tried to bring that momentum in, maybe,
maybe.
and then maybe. And so they have them win the titles, and very eerily reminiscent of when they won the NXT tag titles.
Mm.
And then that blew up social media shit. You look at X, Twitter, whatever the fuck, and it was like, oh look, it's just like when they beat the Revival for the NXT tag titles, same way. Why are we making comparisons now? Only for them to turn around and face Tama Tonga and Jacob 2 weeks later. So you take all that momentum you had, that feel good moment, and you just decide to fire it into a brick wall.
And I've talked a lot about WWE seeming to make a lot of improvements from
Mm-hmm.
Where I would often say, when people would say, "Oh, they need to go to WWE," I'd be like, "No,
No.
no, now, yeah, no, they probably do good." But then it's almost like that whole saying that some things change, some stay the same, some bullshit like that. Well, it's like this, WWE always had that, thing where, you go to somebody's hometown and that's where they really, like, they just don't want you winning in front of your hometown
we're gonna do
crowd.
this here. I'm in my hometown. We're gonna do this, and then he does the job.
Yeah. which is like, come on, let them have something.
Yeah, well,
But yeah, it's just I don't get it. I don't, yeah, it's gonna. I don't. Now that I think, I don't really know why
the
they.
only the only thing I can think of, and this is just me, is that the current bloodline, actually, as of last night, the people that are holding the tag titles, the last time we recorded, I did say we need the Gorillas of Destiny. Who's currently holding the tag titles right now?
One half of them and Jacob Fatu.
Well, because Fatu is currently out with an injury, uh, they both are holding those titles. So I'm wondering if they are doing a Freebird rule. However,
That's like I said, that's one thing I thought.
so as I say that, it's like, okay, if you decide to go off of the Gorillas of Destiny whole thing, they're one of the best tag teams, or they were one of the best tag teams in the world. FTR, fine. You want to say they're the best tag team in the world? Great. Uh, the EVPs over in
Young
AEW,
Bucks.
the Young Bucks, if you want to say they're the best tag team, fine. But you've got the Gorillas of Destiny. They are probably one of the best tag teams in the world. Now they're in an area where people can see that. Will WWE actually let them become the Gorillas of Destiny, or will they neuter them and continue to have them call themselves the Bloodline?
That's the whole thing. I don't know if they're going to give them that name.
No, mainly because
But
if you they're all good on acronyms. I don't think a lot of people are going to like it that a violent tag team is called God.
yeah, but the
Yeah,
whole thing that kind of puzzles me is bringing in Tongaloa, and then he's kind of been a de facto manager since he's been there,
yeah,
which you're totally wasting him doing that.
right. Unless he's hurt, he's like I said,
Yeah, unless he's hurt.
wearing an eye patch, so maybe he's got something going on that he can't really do anything. Grant, like you said, we know people that have wrestled with eye patches. We have. He wrestled with an eye patch for the better part of what?
Couple years.
Couple years? Yeah, so maybe he took a finger poke of doom in the eye and he just can't see right now. I don't know.
Who the hell knows? They haven't. There hasn't really even been any place where they're like
No.
really breaking that news on what's going on there. Like we talked about, wrestling related podcasts that aren't Drinking at Moe's. And I brought up Fightful, one of the places that I legit go to for wrestling related news. And I haven't heard shit there.
Yeah. Who knows?
Who the hell knows? Yeah. So it's like, hopefully, you know what? I'm kind of excited for, how it's going to turn out because hell,
Maybe I should start listening to another an analyst and see what he has to say, and then start taking bets on if it's wrong.
you'd win a shit ton of money that way.
Well,
because I know who the fuck you're
yeah.
talking about. Guy's been proven wrong so many goddamn times.
I know.
Ridiculous.
But he's an insider.
I have been told stories of people purposely giving him that words are fucking hard. Giving him wrong information purposely just to hear him go and report it as fact.
Yeah. It's not fact.
Yeah. So, God, I could go. We already did a whole episode on that bullshit. Don't need to go through that again.
No.
Damn it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes because
I am too.
Hell, you got arguably one of the best tag teams in the entire damn world on your roster.
Mm-hmm.
It would be nice of you to actually fucking use them. Use them both. Because yeah,
Oh, yeah.
they've been using Tama Tonga great. Love it.
Yeah.
But funny thing, a mutual friend of ours actually won a couple days ago asked me, who are we acknowledging? Roman Reigns, or are we sticking with who acknowledged us and who he acknowledges? And I said, my allegiance lies with Tama.
Yeah, your allegiance always lies with Tama.
I like him. There was when he was still in New Japan, and it was pre Tony Khan era Ring of Honor, when the Guerrillas of Destiny actually held, I believe it was both the IWGP and the Ring of Honor tag titles.
Right.
And Tama did this whole promo on nobody gives a fuck about no ROH. And oh God, I loved it.
Yeah.
Back when in New Japan, you could literally hear them in the ring say stuff like "fuck you" and
boom. I think it was Tama that during oh God, it was like the press conference to announce the G1, and he's got the microphone. Kenny Omega's right behind him, got the New Japan United States titles like right after they announced it, and he's like, nobody gives a fuck. Nobody gives a how many gaijins are here? Nobody gives a shit. I'm just like, oh, you're cursing at a press conference. Who does that?
New Japan used to.
Yeah, well, I've heard good and bad about New Japan.
Yeah, lately,
they've been considered some of the best wrestling in the world, and I'll agree. They can have, but the only problem with that is that as soon as you get done with your match and no matter what it is, ending of a feud, winning a championship, you wave to the crowd, you get your flowers, you walk back, you've got to do an interview. You got sweat dripping, blood dripping off you. You're winded. I mean, it's, shit
makes
for
it
wrestling.
more realistic to me than some of the ones that they do over here, where it's very obvious you've more than likely gone back to the shower in between the end of your match and doing the interview.
But Wrestle Kingdom, for example, they've got like a 10-mile runway to get to the ring. So you got to walk that entire thing back. Probably got to climb some stairs. Then you got to climb down some stairs because they decided to jack everything up here. And now you got to stand in front of this, and you got 10 pounds of gold on your sweaty ass shoulder. And it's like, why are you even talking to me? Can I give me a drink, motherfucker? Can I get a drink?
That's what I love about it. Honestly, you're getting their genuine reactions. Like, man, I don't give a fuck. Yeah,
but I've heard, I've heard good and bad about it.
Yeah, I've definitely.
You always got that one guy, especially if you're like in a trios match or a tag match. There's that one guy who's going to be, they're not going to be winded or anything like that. Probably winded from the walk back from the ring. But,
especially over there at the Tokyo Dome.
Especially when it's like the Bullet Club. Fale. Oh God. I remember some of those. He'll come walking back. They're all dripping with sweat. They just got done, having a 12-on-1 beatdown of somebody. They just kicked out of the Bullet Club. And, they walk back the 15, 20 miles, and it's going to get bigger. It's like fishing. It's going to get longer. That's what she said. And they're going to get back. And then first thing you hear is Fale. Hey! What about it? What about it?
I love that dude.
How can you? What?
I love that dude.
Oh yeah.
I've interviewed people from that have gone to his school.
How many people would shit their pants if Fale showed up at the Royal Rumble?
a lot.
A lot.
Because who the hell is going to be able to eliminate him?
No, they'd probably bring somebody in to do it.
Yeah, probably. Anyways, that is about all I got for this one. I don't
That's
know
all
what
I
you
got.
All you got. All right. Well, you know what? Hope everybody has a good rest of your week. Well, let's fucking go.
Ha! 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 Fucker!
Ah,
Ah!
that fucking goddamn button.